Good morning. It is Sunday, September 7th, and we are in the beautiful Tuau Atoll in the Tuamotus. Looks like open ocean behind us, but we're actually surrounded by land. And I figured before we jump into our next video, I would give you a little bit of a tour of Morning Stars. So, starting with up on deck, there she is. Morning Stars is a 45-foot Bristol monohull. And we are right now attached to a mooring ball. So that's why obviously our anchor isn't down. So our anchor, currently covered in bird poop, is an 80-pound Manson Supreme, and it's on 200 feet of galvanized chain. We have a windlass to help us easily raise and lower it. So the windlass is like a motorized winch. Right behind me is our jib sail, and right here is our staysail that we like to call the baby jib. So in a little bit here, we are going to be traveling with the boat there. That's our friends on Rocket Science. We are going to do a really short hop today, just over to the other end of the atoll, just to line us up better for the cut that we're going to be going through tomorrow morning. So yeah, it's so pretty here. We've been enjoying a number of beach bonfire suppers here, and the water is just beautiful. As I'm videoing this, let's see if I can capture it. There's a ton of tiny bait fish, and then there's these beautiful colorful fish that are chasing after them. Can you see that? Oh, I wish they would come up a little higher so you can see better, but yeah, I'm sure you can see that massive school of tiny fish. So both the birds and the big fish are chowing down. So our mast is 65 feet tall, and our mainsail is furled inside our boom. So that's different from our previous boat, Starship. On Starship, when you bring the mainsail down, it would kind of flake on top of the boom. But with this one furled in, a great advantage to that is you have an infinite number of spots to reef, which comes in really handy in big weather. Another difference between this boat and Starship is it has a center cockpit, and there are also a lot of advantages to having a center cockpit, and one big one for me is when it comes to fishing. So previously, when the guys would be bringing a fish in, they would have no choice but to land the thing in the middle of the cockpit. So that was obviously quite chaotic. But now we have this awesome back area. So they can land the fish here. Here's the filleting table you can flip down, and none of that craziness gets into the cockpit. So love that. On this area here, we have our arch. So it holds solar panels and our dinghy davits. So most of the time when we travel, I think today we're just going to tow the dinghy, but for bigger travel, we lift the dinghy into the davits when we go. We find it really changes our speed. The dinghy causes a lot of drag. And here behind me is our cockpit. So it's a great space. When we're traveling, 99% of our time is spent in the cockpit. There's a table that flips up, so we have a lot of our meals outside, and it's a great place for sundowners with friends. So after our video, if you stick around, I will also go below and do a tour there for you as well. So if you're... Oh, big fish just jumped. Hang on, let's see if I can capture this. Okay, now you should be able to see them. And they're hiding under the dinghy. Oh no, here they are. They're really colorful. I don't remember the name of them. Anyhow, on our last video, Saltwater Dreams, we told the story of stepping out of our land life and everything we had to do to make that happen, to do our shift to life on the water. And then we took you across the Great Lakes and down to Chicago, where we unstepped our mast to ship it south. So in our next video, Chapter 3, River's Path, we're going to take you on our journey. It was about 8 weeks that we motored down the inland river system right through the United States. That got us to Mobile, Alabama, where we put our mast back up and started our adventure on saltwater. Here now is Chapter 3, the River Path. A total of 8 rivers carried us south from Chicago to the sea. We began on the Chicago River, which took us past fields, introduced us to barges, and into the Illinois. A brief taste of the mighty Mississippi gave way to the Ohio, and the Tennessee carried us through wooded bluffs and shimmering lakes. The Tenn-Tom, a marvel of locks and canals, led us south through forests and hills, into the gentle curves of the Tombigbee, until the Mobile River finally dumped us into its wide bay and delivered us to saltwater. We just left Montrose finally, and jury's still out on if it's going to be too rough to get to the locks today. So far so good, but these rollers are pretty big. So if they stay the way it is right now, great. If they get worse, I don't know, we might end up getting banged around too much. So we'll see how it goes.
So we're in the Thomas O'Brien Lock and Dam. We're just about to go through. This is the first lock of 26 to make our way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Got the crew all prepped there. They're keeping us nicely off the wall. And we're just waiting for the dam doors to close, and then we're gonna head out. All right, push.
Along the way, we passed through more than 20 locks, each one a tiny step on our descent from the Great Lakes to the sea, over 570 feet in all. Most carried us down, but a few lifted us skyward, teasing us along the way. The rivers rise and fall with hidden dams and quiet lakes, and each lock became a secret staircase guiding Starship on its winding journey toward the open water. The St. Louis City Museum is less museum and more like kaleidoscope dream. Every crawl space, slide, and secret passage invites you to get a little lost and discover something extraordinary. Hopefully the video shows how pretty the fog is on the water today. It's chilly, but pretty. We'll be heading off in about an hour. Oh, there you go. Good morning. We're just starting to get going on our second last day on the river. Finally coming to an end. And Jason's paddling off into the fog in his pajamas. Okay, that rail bridge we won't fit under. It is going to open. A train has to go by, and then there's a barge way in the distance there. So it will be opening.
but yeah, it's amazing how low that thing is. So just means it'll delay us a little bit.
Finally through. That took forever. It lifted so slowly. Why does that always scare me? I know it's coming. Push off hard. Good job, Dylan. No more locks.
Here, Dylan. Take so. Take us out of the last lock.
Thank you, copy, roll lock. I think clear.
Okay, so as promised, I will take you on a bit of a tour down below. So, there's Jay.
Hello.
We've just been working getting the boat all put together, ready to move. We've been here for how many days? Like
4 days.
4 days, and it's amazing how in that short amount of time everything comes out. So there's just stuff all over the boat, but the good thing about, or one of the good things about traveling, is you have to put everything away. So it's a good opportunity to tidy things up. So here is our galley. It's small, but it's everything that you need. So there's a 3-burner stove. It's a propane stove. Oh, there's Dylan. Yawning. A little oven, right there. There is a drop-down fridge and freezer. Big fridge, small freezer, and we have a second freezer, or fridge and freezer, that we put in when we were in Panama. Double sink, microwave, and yes, that's our galley. The area behind me here, where Jay is sitting, is very multifunctional. So I still work for an organization in Manitoba. So early mornings, I start work at 6, and so this is my office. It also is where we do school with Dylan, and this table flips down, and this pulls out. So it turns into a big bed when we have guests stay over and we need the space. Here's another seating area, little table, and gets us back to where Dylan is. So this is his room. He has a much bigger space than he had on Starship, but he's a teenager, so of course there's a lot of stuff there and it gets kind of chaotic, but yeah, we try and keep the reins on that. And this bathroom here. Okay, so as I say, everything's broken on your boat, you just don't know it yet. Well, on that same theme, our toilet here doesn't work. But don't worry, we have another bathroom at the stern. So this room, though, is right now just used for shower and the sink. And when we're in Tahiti, we're gonna replace the toilet here. I'm actually lobbying to have this entire room turned into a space for a washing machine. I think that would be a great idea. We don't need 2 bathrooms. We'll see if that actually happens. So, walking back towards the stern, we have a little hallway. Here is our chart table, and the chart mirrors the one up at the helm. Behind us is the electrical panel, and down in behind all here is our engine, our diesel engine. Oh, here's our checklist. So anytime we do a passage, we go through this list. So it's a good way to make sure we don't forget anything really important when you get ready to go. So it's surprising how many little checks you need to do before you get going. So I love this space for Jay and I. Nice big comfy bed, lots of light. I have a little vanity table there. We have a hanging closet, drawers, cupboards, and cupboards all along both sides there. This is my little photo project I did of the boys. Here is our head at the stern. Love that it has a separate shower area. That makes a really big difference. So when you're showering, you're not kind of getting the entire bathroom wet, and it's really great for hanging stuff to dry. Really love that a lot. So that's it. So it's not big, but it's everything we need to keep us happy and safe, and we love it. So I already have our next chapter in our story in the works. It's chapter 4, Into the Blue. It tells our story of our time in Mobile, Alabama, the difficult experience we had crossing the Gulf of Mexico. We'll share all that with you. Our first Christmas, Alex flew out just in time to celebrate with us, and together we went down to Key West. Had a great time there, and then hopped along the coast of Florida up to Marathon, where we did quite a bit of work to Starship. So we will look forward to sharing all that with you. And thank you for checking out our channel, and be sure to subscribe and like us. It's easy to do, and it really helps us out.